Hi there. Welcome back to Sunnyside Journals. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do a little bit of work on a book that I keep calling it Sadie, but the title is actually Fritzi. This sweet little book. The last time we were together, I worked on her spine to put some faux signature threads on it. And I actually, when I was finished, thought, this needs a little bit more. So I actually doubled them up. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. Isn't that pretty? So those are faux signature threads. They're just on the spine. And when the book has a hidden hollow back spine put in with the text block, they'll look like that's what's holding the text block in, but it'll actually be a hidden hollow back, which will be nicer to open and close, and it'll just give a nicer appearance. But I just think this gold floss on the spine, I'm just really, really happy with it. Now, I've been since working on getting the signatures ready, and I'm putting in a lot of blue papers. I just love this dusty blue cover, and it has just made me crave using some of my blue tea-dyed legal papers that I have here, and I still have lots left. I'm going to see after they come out of the press how much room I have to work with. These haven't been pressed yet, so they're still quite, see how they open up? So tonight before bed, I'm going to get as much work as I can get done on now, and then tonight before bed, these will go into my paper press, my book press, and see if we can get that compressed down a bit more, and then I'll know better whether I can add. I really feel like a bit more blue in there, or else I may go in and pull out some of those ivory, just the plain tea-dyed ones like this, and put in some more blue. Pull that out and put in some more blue. I'm craving a bit of blue. So this little book is coming along so nicely. I chose the end papers. Once again, as lately, I'm just so enjoying. Sorry, I'm reaching for something here. That's why you have to look at my arm. I chose some papers that came from that wrapping paper book I have that was the English Chintz Floral Collection, this time from the Victoria and Albert Museum. And I think those are going to look really pretty. I love the little hint of blue in those little flowers. And then I love the how it picks up the gold and the yellowish flowers. It just, I'm really excited about it. Now I can't trim these down yet because I want to get as much blue as possible. So they're going to look even Steven in a way, because I thought about putting it that way, but that just throws my head off. It looks upside down. The way the shading is, the dark shading should not be at the top. Our brain assumes that the sun is up in the sky, or else lights are up on the ceiling, and it throws me off. So I know I'm going to have to trim that side off and this side off, but I won't do that until I get the text block in, and then I'll know how much I want to trim. But that's what those are going to be, and I really, really think they look nice. Let's see, what else do I want to catch you up on? I have a little piece of tea-dyed onion skin paper, and I love that you can still see the printing, the tea dyeing. My crush did this one. This was in with some paper she sent to me, and I just love that you can see that it was onion skin paper. What does it say there? 20% cotton fibers. Love it. Then this is actually the original front page to the book. So I want to age that edge. I lost all my natural aging because I had to trim it down. So I want to re-age this edge, and then I have some ideas. I've been going through my laces and such, and I want to use this one, just maybe one strand of it through the center, and I want to use this little frilly lace. I think that looks nice with this. This is sort of a peachy color. I don't know what it was originally, but it's sort of in between, looking sort of gold or peachy, but that goes nicely with it. So I like that. I'm still toying with the idea of this lovely golden yellow. We'll see. But I also love this one. It's already naturally yellowed. Hold on here. It's a little stiff, but it's very pretty. Isn't that nice? With that little hint of blue in it, and it's off-white. It's not white. So that one will be going somewhere along the spine. And then my favorite that's going in, I actually came last week in Happy Mail again from my crush who spoils me rotten. I just love this one so much. Where is the end of it? Where's the end? Oh, there it is. Look at, oh, I love it. I'm in love. How pretty is that? So that's going on some edges of spines. There's going to be 9 signatures in this. So usually what I will do is put a strip of lace on, in this case it would be the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th signature. And then that gives you a really nice balance of lace to look pretty, but not too much so that you bulk up your book too much. So I'll figure that out a little, maybe tomorrow. I certainly can't start putting lace on until I get this pressed down. Now, what do I have planned for inside this book? Well, these colors, this dusty, almost grimy blue, dusky blue, and this sort of peachy, champagne-y, or maybe it's a yellowed yellow, we'll never know, has just had me craving a little Kate Greenaway. So this little book is actually going to be my salute to Kate Greenaway. And I think that's going to be really pretty. I've done some that have a lot of Eloise Wilkin, Beatrix Potter, but I've never done one that has loads of, I've even done like Flower Fairy series. I've never done one that really is heavily devoted, the little illustrations, to Kate Greenaway. I've used her here and there, but I haven't ever put lots and lots of Kate Greenaway in. And this time, I think I'm going to be almost exclusively Kate Greenaway for this book. It was a story about a little girl named Fritzi. And she plays the violin, and I didn't read the whole book, but she never knew her father. By the end, she finally meets her father. And anyhow, so I just thought, all right, Fritzi, or Sadie, as I've been calling you. I have the salutation here. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. It's so big. Normally there's a little something I can make out of a salutation, but this is just really big. I'll figure out something. It's got to go in. You can't have a salutation that's over 100 years old and not make sure that it goes into the book that it has been in for over 100 years. It just belongs in there. So I'll have to ponder that. Now I think this book is big enough that it will be able to handle. Here's something else I want to do that I've done once before, and I want to do it again. I want to make tabs out of the chapter headings, and I want to put them across the top of the book. So I've got to get started on some of this. So let's put the cover out of the way. Let's put these out of the way. And I actually want to start looking at what illustrations I want to put in, especially fussy cut for just simply applying straight onto pages so that there's not a lot of bulk. I was already looking in this one and I already love this, and I want to find somewhere, even if it's on a spread, you know, a center spread of a signature, that's got to go in, and I am going to have to fussy cut that banner or swag or whatever you want to call it. So 2 of these Kate Greenaway books are actually sort of a baby record book. All of them I found at my little thrift stores in town. I wonder if mommies still do baby books. Let's see what I paid for that. Oh, 75 cents for that. And knowing me, I probably got it on half price book day. I certainly did one. My first 2, which arrived at the same time, well, sort of about 8 minutes apart. They were twins. They got a baby book, and then that was it. There's no more time after the when the universe sends you your first baby who brings along a friend. There's no time anymore for any more baby books, and it really only got about half full. That's okay. They're little sweetie pies, even all grown up. I love this one too. So I always have to check the back to make sure that I'm picking my favorite. Oh, I like that kite up there. There's a kite here. Okay, that's going to, yep, that's going to have to go in. So I have a lot of fussy cutting to do. Probably tonight while I watch, you know what my latest addiction is? I've been watching, I'm into season 4 now. I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race. And I love it. I never pick the right one. Last season, so I watched, was it season 4 last, or was it season 3? I can't tell. Thank goodness my TV remembers. That one I was right, and I picked it, and I picked the right one, and I was happy. But sometimes, boy, it's not the one that you like that wins, and it really bothers me. But this bothers me in life as well. Maybe because I'm not a competitive type person, but when competitive people who fight dirty still get rewarded. And I find that hard about shows like that, you know, apprentice type shows where there's, you know, or Survivor, that where it's one thing to be competitive. It's quite another thing to be mean and nasty and sneaky and underhanded about being competitive. You know what I mean? And it just bothers me when it gets rewarded. Instead of, you know what, you shouldn't have done that. You're the one voted off this week. That was really, really underhanded. So, there's my soapbox. There's always a soapbox in every episode of Sunnyside Journals, eh? You'll be able to click on my videos probably from here on in and go, I wonder what she's going to be cranky about today. Well, today I'm cranky about when the meanies still get to win. But I guess that is real life, isn't it? Sometimes the meanies win. I don't want them too big. Like, that's just huge. I don't know if I would ever use that. And sometimes I find, I don't know about you, you can tell that this has been blown up from a smaller painting, because you can see it loses its detail, the tightness of the detail, when they make a picture bigger than what it was originally drawn and painted in. I like that little toad on a rock. I've used that one from another book before. Just sitting there. You know what? I might have to put him in. Oh, yeah, and it's black. Blank on the back. Okay, this little toad on a rock is going somewhere in Sadie's book. There we go. All these little people. Cute. I like that little one sitting right there. Yep, you're coming with me. So I'm very excited. Now, I know you won't be seeing this in the right order because I did 2 videos as I was working through putting the signature threads on. But tomorrow, at the time of recording this, tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, and I'm actually going to go get to see my mom. So I'm very excited about that. Now we have to stay 6 feet apart. It has to be outside. I know for sure I have to wear a mask. I don't know whether she has to wear a mask or not. I doubt it. My mom has COPD, so I'm not sure they will want her trying to breathe in a mask. And she has dementia too, so I doubt very much that she would be required to wear one, because her wearing a mask would be simply trying to protect me. And my mom can do anything she wants right now with me. I don't care. So there's no need to be protecting me. She's the one who needs protecting. Anyhow, I'm so excited. I'm going to get to see her. I'm going to try and do a little bit of videotaping so that the rest of the family can see her and hear her and see how she's doing. So I'm very excited about it and looking forward to it. And so far, it looks like the weather is going to cooperate. Now, her nursing home actually has little sort of gazebo type tents set up outside. So I was talking with the lady who books the time slots for people to go visit. I want this one. I like that it looks sort of like she's writing in a journal. And she said that they only had 1 day so far since the visiting, this type of visiting has been allowed. They've only had 1 day where the visits had to be canceled because it was just too windy and cold and blowy and rainy. But they said otherwise, if it's rainy, the tents keep them dry. And oh yeah, I wanted this one, and I want the whole thing. But that aside, so far, knock on wood, the weather, the weatherman is calling for nice weather. All right, so I think I found the ones I want out of that one. Now I've got this one. I'm hoping has a few more smaller. I noticed this these end papers earlier when I was thinking about what end papers I was going to put into this little book. Well, it's not so little. 9 signatures it's going to be. And I was tempted to put these little girls in, but the Victorian English chintz pattern just won me over. I don't want to overdo the Kate Greenaway. I want it to be a little tip of the hat to her. So these little ladies will get used in some other book somewhere along the way. They're cute. I like them. These books are so big. You're probably wondering why I'm ripping instead of trying to take them out as a full spread. And it's because these books are what I call my cutters. They're just always in a box of children's books that are purely for cutting up. And I have a separate box that I use for books that I like to carefully undo the threads and use the spreads in a book. And that's not these. It's much too big. A journal that would take paper this big as a spread, I am not interested in making it that big. It would just be too hard. Use up too much paper. Yeah, nope, nothing doing. I'm not sure I like any of these. I also have some Kate Greenaway that I'm going to have to find. I know I've got them. They're the smaller versions of these big pictures. These have been blown up too. I did a little research on Kate Greenaway, just out of curiosity. I like that little girl in blue. She is fortunate enough to be able to go to art school. She had a very artistic father, and she was able to go to art school, and she died, I believe it said she was 55, died of breast cancer. Yep, I want her. And I don't need the whole picture. I just want her. Do I want anything else here? I don't think I want anything else there. Diddly diddly dumpty. Two little dicky birds. I might be getting close to having enough. Oh, I like that little window. Now I wonder if that's too wide. But I could do it as a fold out. Those sides could... Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to fit the whole thing. But I could... Yeah, I gotta have that. I gotta have that window. All right. Little dog, our little dog Dot is pretty well back to her old self. She's finished all her medications. Now, she's very much my dog because even through having pancreatitis, she didn't miss a meal. So she's fine. She came through it all, and I'm quite sure instead of losing any weight, she probably gained a little. Oh well, she's not overweight anyway, so a little bit extra wouldn't hurt her. It'd be like having a war chest, right? Oh, there's a smaller one. I like these sort of garlands. I like that one. Oh ho ho, I must have you. I have been loving, absolutely loving that book that I found the other day on the scrapbooks that Lucy Maud Montgomery kept. Hold on, let me put my scissors in there. Let me grab it. It has been so inspiring, and I don't think I am going to cut this book up. This might be one of the few that I hang on to. She has just given me so many ideas for things that you can put in to a scrapbook type, like a junk journal, like a commonplace book. which is the style that I really, really lean myself towards. I love the idea of a commonplace book. Oh, and here's another interesting thing. Lucy Maud Montgomery, I learned from this book. I've been just devouring it. She caught the Spanish flu when the Spanish flu epidemic, which they say is similar to what we're living through right now with COVID-19. She caught and survived the Spanish flu. So how's that for inspiring? Anyhow, so these, as I said, are actual scans of the actual pages from 2 scrapbooks she had, a blue one and a red one. And I've been getting inspired. She really loves gluing little bows onto things, and lots of dried flowers and lots of little bows just glued right on. And I love the little glued bows. And she was fortunate enough to live in a town that was small enough, big enough to have a newspaper, but small enough that everyone in town pretty well knew each other. And that is a fantastic thing when you're a genealogist. I have that in my mother's tree. My mother's families grew up in Newmarket, Ontario, and also over in Cooksville, Ontario. So both towns were big enough to have a newspaper, but small enough that the newspapers actually carried things like Miss Myrtle Hodgins went to Toronto for a visit for a week, and she is back and says she had a wonderful time. Like, what newspapers put that in now? I mean, I grew up in Toronto. There is no way Toronto newspapers are going to start posting that anyone went for a visit somewhere and had a lovely time. Or that, the Ladies Auxiliary put on a lovely theatrical show of daffodils in bloom for the spring series. Anyhow, so Lucy Maud Montgomery, the areas that she lived in, yes, they had newspapers. And so if she wasn't in the newspaper for whatever reason, friends of hers were. So that's why she would clip it out and glue them into her book. And then again, you can see the little bows everywhere that are just glued right onto the page. These little bows. Here's some threads tied to, that looks like a pen nib. Just so many things that I thought, okay. So I actually even did the little bow thing 2 times in the Lippincott journal that I made, purely because I loved, like, here's 1, 2, 3 little bows that she's tied in a tiny little bow. There's some wool for whatever reason. Now back here, there was one that I loved. And I thought, isn't that clever? We could do our own version of it. Must be in the red book. It was 2 pages, and it was very fashionable ladies. And then she saved swatches of fabric and surrounded them. Here they are. So these fashionable ladies here, and then you have to wonder, like, these are just circles of fabric, and you have to wonder, was she admiring this outfit and maybe planning on making one for herself and thinking, all right, what fabric would I like to use? Or are these little fabric snippets from favorite outfits that she had that she kept? You know what I mean? And I just think there's so much we could do. Like, you can see here, this little piece of fabric obviously did come from a piece of clothing, because you can see that there's sort of some embroidery type work there. I just think that it gets my head going. Oh, there goes my alarm too. Oh, alarm. Dismiss. There was one more thing I wanted to show you in this book, and I just thought, again, it was so clever. Look at all the kitty cats. Of course she loved cats. It's Lucy Maud Montgomery. Oh, maybe I can find this before my phone cuts me off. I might have to do a whole video just on a flip through of this book. It is so Stunningly beautiful. It is so inspirational on things to make and put into a commonplace book. Here it is. So this reminded me, let me show you, I've got 30 minutes, so I got 2 minutes. This reminded me, and here's the interior of it. So she's put a pretty little picture in the center, and then she's written favorite quotes. And it reminds me, did you ever make when you were a child those things where you opened, and there was a poem you said, and you would tell your friend's fortune? You would they'd pick their number or their letter, and then you open up the corner and they would tell their fortune. Ah, how cool would that be? And here she had one right here that's her handwriting. So here it looks like it says Tuesday, November 4th, 1902. So she was obviously writing something about that day, and you could flip it open and maybe it says what happened on Tuesday, November 4th. Oh, it's actually a favorite quote. So maybe on Tuesday, November 4th, she decided to write that favorite quote. Anyhow, I had to share that with you because I'm utterly in love with this book. What a gift that was given to me in my thrifting escapades. Now I see here that where I live, it was selling for $39, and this sure feels brand new to me. It's not very old. I think it's 2008. The salutation in it's 2008. And I got it for $4.95. So money well spent. And that's usually on the high-end side for what I will pay for a book. Anyhow, I have to say goodbye now or I'm going to get cut off. So thanks for visiting with me, and I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're healthy, and I hope you're safe, and I hope you're being careful out there so that we can keep these curves going down. Take care, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.